What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at all of the cards from Starter Deck 21. We've reached that wonderful time where all the cards have been revealed. We know what every card from Starter Deck 21 is, which means I can show you every card from Starter Deck 21. Now, some of these I've shown you as we've been going along. Some of them I haven't shown you as we've been going along because they weren't previously revealed. Well, great news. There's no such thing as not previously revealed. Now we can have a good old look at the complete set list. And yes, that does include all the alternate arts from the promo packs as well, which is lovely. So let's go in order with the leader. Now remember, the alternate art of the leader here, these are the ones from the promo pack you get with Starter Deck 21. This is the only one that looks like this. All the others are basically just full art. They take away the border, add some cool stuff. We'll show as we go along. But this is the one where they've gone for the Starter Deck 13 style, and I do think this is going to be the most sought after of them. So what we've got is a mono red leader here, 5,000 power, 5 life, Don X1, activate main, once per turn, give one of your characters 2 rested Don. It does have to be a character, it cannot be used on your leader. And you do have to put a Don on there in order to activate this, so it's not perfect, but I do think that this is going to help a bunch of red decks. And obviously, as we go through here, you are going to see just a whole heap of cards that want extra Don on there, especially Don X2, because that's kind of the point. So if we have a look at Usopp here, we can see both the regular and the full art. I'm not going to call these out every time. They're just going to appear on the screen, all right? But I'm going to show you the regular in the middle and the full art on the right for every card moving forward. But you're going to see for every other card, except for the event cards, which, remember, do not have full arts. Yet they're all very much just a case of take out the border, extend the art out a little bit, you good. Call it full art, call it borderless, phrase it how you will. So Usopp here, 2 cost 3,000 power, counter plus 2k. Don X2, on your opponent's turn, this character gains 2,000 power. So I kind of like this, because you put 2 Don on and you're a 2 cost 5k, really a 4 cost 5k, let's be honest, on your turn. But on your opponent's turn, you remain a 5k, because even though the Don don't give you a boost on your opponent's turn, your skill will, and you're still a counter plus 2k anyway. Lots of stuff to love. We've got a Sanji here, 2 cost 3k, a second counter plus 2,000, and on play, you get to choose one of your 6,000 power or higher Straw Hat Crew characters, and on your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot activate blocker when that character attacks. So basically, you get to choose one of your 6k or higher Straw Hats and make them unblockable next turn. That seems kind of good, honestly, right? That seems kind of cool. You play this, make one of your characters unblockable for this turn. That sounds fun. We have ourselves a new Jewelry Bonnie with Tony Chopper looking quite delighted. And we got a 1 cost 3k with no counter, but Don X2 on KO, draw a card. And I kind of like this, because, look, you're a 1 cost 3k, no counter. So, in the early game, you got a alright character, but no counter is going to get annoying. But once you're actually able to, attack here, you play this turn 1, you can't attack anyway, alright? Not got rush. But then on the next turn, use Luffy's skill, put a couple rested Don onto Jewelry Bonnie, and then all of a sudden you're a 1 cost 5k that draws a card when you get KO'd. That seems fun. And honestly, the whole point of Luffy is you basically turn characters into 1 cost 5k, and I know you have to put a Don onto your Luffy leader, but remember that Don will still put Luffy up to a 6k as well. There's a lot of potential here. We've got a Jinbei, it's a vanilla, 2 cost 4,000 power, counter plus 1,000. I have very little to add here. It's just, yeah, there we go. We also have a Stussy here, who is 3 cost 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000, and again, another vanilla character. Is she a Straw Hat? She's not a Straw Hat. The trait here is literally just Egghead. That's all you've got. That is the only one here. But in the manga, they've gone off the Egghead arc now, and she's still on the ship. She's still chilling with them. So I'm just saying, like, is she going to be a Straw Hat? Is she? I don't know. This has been confusing me for a week or two now. Only occurred to me just the other day when I read the new issue of the manga, and I'm like, wait, she's still there? I think she's still there. Maybe I'm misremembering stuff. I don't know. We have got ourselves a Sentomaru here. 2 cost 2,000 power, counter plus 1,000. And we've got Blocker. 2 cost Blocker. Simple as that. Also, we've got Egghead and Navy as the traits here. And I kind of love this. Starter Deck 21 is unashamedly going, this is Egghead Island. Like, we got Jewelry Bonnie in the Egghead Island gear. And then we've got, like, Stussy here and Sentomaru. Like, this is an Egghead Island deck. And I'm kind of down with it. Although, Tony Chopper, we've got Animal and Straw Hat. 4 cost 6,000 power, counter plus 1,000. It's another vanilla card. I have very little to add. We know the starter decks have vanilla cards. So, yeah, there we go. We've got ourselves a Nami here with Psy artwork. And I've said many times, I think Psy is crushing it in this game. 3 cost 1,000 power, which is incredibly low. Counter plus 1,000. And we've got Activate Main once per turn. Give up to one of your Straw Hat leader or characters 2 Rested Dom. So here, unlike the leader, you can give 2 Rested Dom to the leader, or you can give 2 Rested Dom to one of your characters, but I've already shown you a bunch of Don X2 skills. And I'm going to show you more. So this seems like the perfect kind of character for this deck. We got Nico Robin, 3 cost 4,000 power, counter plus 1,000. And we got Don X2, when attacking, KO one of your opponent's 4,000 power or lower characters. 3 cost 4k that KOs a 4k? Yeah. And again, this is one of those situations where often we sit and go, oh, well, you know what? Don X2 kind of makes it a pseudo 5 cost, don't love that. But no! You play Nico Robin as a 3 cost, and then you use Luffy or even Nami to put the 2 Don onto Nico Robin, and it's a true actual 3 cost with this skill, which is awesome. This is why I think there's potential in this deck. We got Frankie as a 3 cost 4,000 power, counter plus 1,000, Don X2, during your opponent's turn, all of your Straw Hat crew that have an original power of 4,000 or less gain 1,000 power. This is very important. It is original power of 4,000 or less. So, for instance, Nico Robin could use this, and that's wonderful. But even if you got characters who have been put down to 4,000 power, you unfortunately can't. Your Jinbei can use this quite nicely, as an example. We got a Brook, 3 cost 4,000 power, counter plus 1,000, with a shark guitar. And we've got, when attacking, your leader or one of your characters, give them 2 Rested Don. Yeah, that's right. It is a third different way of putting 2 Rested Don on one of your characters. We saw it with your Luffy leader. We saw it with Nami. Now we see it with Brock as well. And also, Brock then will get the 1,000 boost from Frankie. So it's essentially a 3 cost 5k that's giving Don when it attacks. There's a lot coming together here. I told you this was an Egghead Island deck. Well, we've got Vegapunk. It's a vanilla 1 cost 3k, counter plus 1,000, standard kind of thing. But I love that we got a Vegapunk here. That makes me happy. We've got the super rare Luffy. This is one of our 2 designated super rares for the deck. I'll show you the other one in a second. And this is 5 cost 6k, no counter. We've got Rush. And we've got, when attacking, give your leader or one of your characters 1 Rested Don. So this only gives 1 Don. Brook gives 2 Don. Nami gives 2 Don. Your leader gives 2 Don. This gives 1 Don. But you've also got Rush. So I'm kind of willing to forgive it, honestly. Lots of Don being given around. The other super rare we see here is Roanoa Zoro. 4 cost 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. We got Don X2, you gain Rush. Now this is interesting because it basically means you've got to have 5 Don to play Zoro. Because if you've got 4 Don, you can't Don X2, you need a 5th Don, so you can put a Don onto Luffy to put the 2 rested Don on Zoro. So if you go first and it's turn 3 and you've got 5 Don available, 4 for Zoro, 1 onto Luffy, Luffy gives 2 rested to Zoro and you're off. But if you go second and it's turn 2 and you've got 4 Don available, you don't have the rested Don on Zoro here. I'm sorry. And you can't use Nami because Nami's a free cost, so you can't play like Nami on turn 1 and Zoro on turn 2 because Nami's too expensive. I'm sorry. Still totally worth it though, still a great card. And then we've got on KO, you may play a 6,000 power or less character, red character, other than Roanoa Zoro from your hand. So 6k or less, red character that is not Roanoa Zoro from your hand. This card looks nuts. In terms of event cards, which remember do not have alternate arts, we've got Gum Gum White Whip. This is a 2 cost, and as a main, you give your leader or one of your characters 1,000 extra power for the turn. And then after that, one of your opponent's 4,000 power or lower characters cannot activate blocker during this turn. Nice! Another way to turn off blockers. As a trigger, you just KO a 4k or less, which is still a pretty nice trigger. We've then got Gum Gum Mole Gun, 4 cost, and as an activate main, you give one of your opponent's characters minus 5,000 power for the turn. And then after that, if you have a character with 6,000 power or more, you get to KO a 2k or less. But remember, you've just minus the character 5,000 power, so in theory, you're actually KOing a 7,000 or less, which seems good. As a trigger, it does the same thing. I'm kind of excited by this deck. I think a lot of the cards in this deck with the heavy Don next 2 cost and all of that, you kind of need to be playing Leader, Luffy, and Nami at least. But you can. And I think you'll probably take some of the vanilla cards out. You'll probably add a bit of spice. I think there's a lot of potential in this deck, and I, for one, am pretty happy. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.